Welcome and hello. This is your 2024 Boston Marathon pre-race last minute reminders, things to know video. All right, so if you're running the race, I'm just going to go through 8 points, just hopefully good information for someone who needs to know a quick rundown on what they need to know on race day. All right, so number one is the race is on Monday, April 15th, 2024. That's all number one is. Make sure that that's the race date that you plan to run. And number two is you need to qualify for this race. I know that might sound obvious, but you can't just show up at the race and run it. You have to qualify. There's a whole process. There's qualifying times and so on. So you should probably know the first two already. Okay, moving back to the main website is number three. And this is a helpful tip is confirm you're in the race, guys. If you scroll down a little bit on the right, there's this entry list. You can go ahead and click learn more, and then you can type in your name or any information. So just type in your name, and you can see I typed in Nelson for last name. It turns out there's about 20 Nelsons, but it's helpful so you can see your name, confirm the age, city, state, and country. You know that's you. You know you're in the race, and that's good. Good peace of mind, right? Especially since it took so much time and effort to qualify and get to Boston. But that's nice to see. Also on this page is the bib number and the wave corral number. So you have a wave number and a corral number, and you have a bib number. The bib number is obviously the number that will be on your bib, but it's also kind of nice to see it here. The wave and corral number, just as important. That determines what wave you start in and then what corral within that wave you start in. And that will be important later on in this video when we talk about loading up in the buses and starting corrals and so on. So I'm going to just click back. Number four is gear check bag. So next down here, if you click on gear check, I'm not going to read all the information on this page, but what's important is the drop-off hours, 5:45 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. The pick-up hours is 11:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., so there's no rush to pick up your bag. It'll be there. This is wave independent. It doesn't matter what wave you're in. You can just drop off and pick up during those hours. Also, what's important is that in your race packet, you will receive a pre-printed adhesive label with your bib number on it. And you take that sticker with the number on it and you put it on your bag. It must be affixed to the bag before putting your stuff in it and then handing that off to the gear check folks before you get on the bus so that they know which bag is yours. Otherwise, they'd have no other way to identify the bag. Okay, so that's that. Um, oh, the start area bag. Yeah, there's only a certain type of bag that's allowed on the bus to Hopkinton as well. That's the start area bag. It's the 1 gallon bag that your bib number was distributed in as well. So anyway, I'm trying to keep this video short. Read those details if you want on the gear check. And we are on to number five, busing to the start. So that's on this page. What's helpful for me, I'm a map person. I just looked at the map. I realized, okay, the buses are going to be right here on Public Garden and Boston Common. Let me go back real quick to the gear check bag. You can see the gear check bag is here. The bus loading in Boston is here. The gear check bag is on Boylston Street in Berkeley. And there was actually a map on that previous page. So let me go back to gear check. I didn't scroll down far enough. I believe there's, oh no, it's just a label. It's just there it is. Boylston Street and Berkeley Street. Okay, so let's go back to the bus to start page. And this should have the map. Yeah. Okay, so here's the gear check bag location. This is where you drop your morning clothes bag off. And then buses are going to be just to the east, just to the right from this map here. So there's the gear check bag. This is where you get on the bus. Boylston Street's a good one to remember. And there's going to be so many people there in the hustle and bustle, dropping off their bag, loading the bus. I'm sure there's going to be volunteers and other people to help you if you forgot. Next up is the bus loading times. So based on your bib number or your wave number, which we talked about earlier, you can go ahead and determine when you'll be loading up on the bus. Okay. And then, like I said, here's the map of the finish area. And the number six is the start line. So let's go back. Allowable items. This talks about what's allowed in the bag. So go ahead and read that. The start area, once the bus drops you off in Hopkinton, which is 26.2 miles west of Boston, west of the finish line. This is You're going to enter a corral. You need to show your bib number when you enter the corral. There will be water, Gatorade, and porta potties, just a place to kind of chill and hang out. There's also a table here because there's tables for everything. It shows the wave number and your corral number, what time you need to exit the village, and then when your start time is. Okay, so these times are approximate, but it also kind of gives you a good idea of when I need to be where. You know, don't be visiting with somebody in the corral when you're supposed to be at the start line running, and vice versa. Two more. Number 7 is the finish line. That is on this link here, finish area. We saw this map once already. Right here it is. Here's the finish line. Here's Boylston Street. You're going to finish, and then you're going to celebrate because 26.2 miles. It's a huge accomplishment just getting there, but also however you perform on the day will be fantastic, I'm sure. Go ahead and continue in the eastward direction is my suggestion because they have medical right after the finish line if you need it, porta potties, and then there's food and Gatorade, and then your gear check bag, the clothes that you dropped off just before getting on the bus. And lastly, I would say is look at the finish line map, know where it is, and then know where you're going to meet your friends and family and any spectators or maybe other runners who already finished or finished after you. That way you can decide on a spot. Hey, let's meet at this corner. As maybe it's just a backup. Perhaps you both have your phones and you're going to talk. So it's good to also have a backup plan by looking at the map and knowing where things are because there's going to be so many people there and a lot of commotion. All right. The last one, number 8, is not for athletes, but it's actually for spectators. I'm going to go up to the top here and click on this watch link, and then scroll down and click on alerts. This is the tracker app. So this is how spectators who are there in person, or maybe just your friends and family back at home who couldn't make the trip, they can download this app. They can type in your number and your bib number or your name or whatever, and get your athlete person in the app and track them so you can see when you started, what times you crossed certain checkpoints, and then when you finished. So that's really nice to see. Plus, the map is also nice as well. All right, so that was it. Quick 8 tips for the Boston Marathon on April 15th, 2024. And I hope you have a great race.